left, right, left, right, left.
Once a soldier, always a soldier.
Halt!
The 70 or so years may have aged them, but the memories never fade.
You know, the war broke in 1939, and when it broke, DCs were instructed to arrest people to join the army by force to go and help British. So most of people were taken by force, and the others could not even sleep in their houses. They were sleeping in the bush because they could be arrested and taken to join the army. And some people were willingly, they joined the army willingly.
Back then, Britain had a string of colonies, and with Germany and Japan rampant, it needed their help. On this continent, it needed men for the King's African Rifles. Joseph Inima and Gathegi Njoroge thought joining up would be a big step to a better life.
Immediately when we finished Standard 6, we were automatically given posted to various departments to get employment. So I was my principal Chapman, Mr. Chapman, found that I was suitable to join the army. So he referred me to the army.
I wanted to be a technician, so a friend suggested we join the police force, but we realized that it was the army that had the opportunities.
The duo were part of something extraordinary, thought to be the single longest exodus of African men overseas since the slave trade. The British alone recruited more than 1 million from East, West and Southern Africa. Their allies, the French, 190,000. The Belgians and others drafted more than 50,000. 60,000 more found themselves fighting on the wrong side for Japan's other main ally, the Italians. The destiny of Inima and Njoroge was to fight the Japanese.
In 1943, we went to Tanzania near the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. This is where we started training for the war. We learned many things, from shooting with all kinds of gun and throwing grenades.
All had to undergo training for shooting because they were to go to fight the army. Once when you reached in this where the wall is, then you have your rifle.
In the early years of the war, Japanese forces swept across much of Southeast Asia, including Burma, and from there they could threaten India, another colony vital to the British. So British and American forces went in against them, along with tens of thousands of African soldiers.
It was gruesome in Burma, very bad, because the Japanese were strong. But with courage and determination, we managed to push them back for miles. Many people died there, very many, but no one talks about it.
We left here 1,900, and in my battalion, because I was controlling them, I came back with only 500.
Well, this cemetery in Nairobi is one of the biggest in East Africa, with almost 2,000 graves and more than 2,000 memorials. Yet many of Africa's fallen were buried where they fell, and to this day, the real number of those lost is not known. Many survivors feel they've also been lost to history. They have their memories, their scars, their service medals, but little else to show for their sacrifice.
We were only going to help. It was not our war. We were just to defend the British.
Inima's now 98 and Njoroge 94. Probably a good time to slow down a little. But in October, they will travel overseas again. They've been invited to London to celebrate Britain's Commonwealth Day and to meet the Queen Elizabeth II. They plan to remind her of the promises her father made.
I have got a booklet which King George, with his picture which he supplied us at the time when we were there, giving instruction to the DCs that they should help us in the three things I have mentioned, that education, jobs, and land. To me, I feel that if at all they could build us a big hotel, and which would be named the Queen Elizabeth II and Second World War Veterans Hotel, Memorial Hotel, which it will generate something for all our children and our grands.
A hotel built to the order of the Queen of England may seem an unlikely dream, but for all that they gave back then, 70 years on, is it really so much to ask for? And for Joseph Inima and Gathegi Njoroge, winning recognition is their final mission of the war. Jane Kale, CCTV.
Right, left, right, left, right, left, right.